Thank you for joining us. This video is brought to you by Rodent Man and rodentman.com. Today we're going to talk about the Blackhole Trap. We're going to show you the features of the trap, show you how it sets and how it works. It's a very sturdy trap. It weighs about 6 or 7 ounces. It's 6.5 inches long and 3 to 3.5 inches. Just a little over 3 1/4 inches wide. In the front, the opening has a 1 3/4 inch vertical opening, and horizontally it's 2 3/4 inches wide. The different parts of the trap is there's these 2 springs that are built on to the spring bar. There's the trigger wire, and then there's the trigger. I want you to note that at the end of the trigger here is a small hole, difficult to see, but there's a small hole that the end of the trigger wire needs to be inserted into when we set the trap. Then there is this cable, which is the jaw for the trap. On the inside of the trap, we'll look at it through the hole in the back. There's a hole in the back, and this hole in the back should be left open for pocket gophers, closed for moles, and for rats you can do it either way. But if we look inside, we can see the trigger on the inside. It's W-shaped, and that's what the animal pushes up against to get the trap to go off. Occasionally, after a lot of use, the sensitivity of the trap may change, and in order to, what affects the sensitivity of the trap is how far this trigger wire goes into the hole on the trigger hold. If your trap needs some additional adjustment, if it is too sensitive, you can take pliers and bend it so that it goes further that way. That will make it less sensitive, or you can bend it back and that will make it more sensitive. Coming from the factory, they're really pretty darn good set. Okay, in order to set the trap, we push down on the spring bar, flip the trigger wire over, and then insert the trigger wire into the small hole called the trigger hold. Let it up gently. There, your trap is set. Oftentimes this cable will be on the outside. You'll want to flip it under there so it's just behind that lip on the trap, and your trap is ready to set. Now, one thing you want to remember, when the trap goes off, this spring bar has to rise. And so if you're setting in a gopher in a run or tunnel, and it's at quite an angle, you need to make sure that there's room for that spring lever to fully extend itself. The trigger itself, which we've showed you before by looking in there, is about 3 inches inside. So the animal needs to get about halfway into the trap before they can actually set it off. So for example, they have to get in about 3 inches, and I'll push it off my finger, and that's got cut a jolt. It's a very humane trap and a very powerful trap. If you catch a gopher in that, they will be humanely dispatched. We think it's a very good quality trap. The trap is also so good that it is guaranteed. Basically, the guarantee reads that if your Blackhole Trap fails to catch a gopher, simply return the trap along with proof of purchase within 30 days, and your money will be gladly refunded. So that's a lot of confidence for a manufacturer to put behind their product. If you need any of these traps, you can find them at rodentman.com, or if you have any questions, just ship us off an email, and we'd be more than happy to visit with you. Thank you very much for listening, and good luck when you set your Blackhole Gopher trap.